Hello, this is Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, here to unbox the very beautiful, the very stylish Canon EF 70-200 f2.8 L IS image stabilization Mark II USM. This is a very, very desired lens. I've used it many times, but I've never personally owned this lens. Now, I have rented this lens on several occasions. I borrowed it, and I got to tell you something, it feels so good to finally be able to say I'm the owner of this lens. So we're doing an unboxing, and first we start off. The packaging is surprisingly large. I was really surprised by that. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Got some warranty information that comes with every Canon product. We got some EF lens manual, maybe? Yeah, instructions, which basically I can summarize to a very small thing. Take off the cap, screw it on, and start shooting with it. It's super easy. It goes into more detail. It looks like it's got explanations as far as what some of the buttons do on the lens. Alright, so now that we're done with the instructions, we move off. It actually has like this, like when you lift this part up, the suction, it's kind of like taking apart something from the space age. It's just like, and you can feel all that Japanese air from when they packaged this the first time. And then we got a very, very, heavy bagged product right here. And we have a bottom styrofoam thing to keep the lens in, nice and safe for traveling. So we're done with this. Put this right here, put this over here. Alright, let's see. Now we have the lens itself, maybe. We got packaging. Ooh, cheesecloth. Everybody likes themselves some cheesecloth. Put that over here. Oh, this is nice. I didn't even know anything about this. Again, I've always rented this lens. This lens I've never actually owned it. I borrowed it. I've used it. But I did not know. Oh, that's nice. That this came with it. It's seems to be some kind of vinyl, it looks like. Carrying case. Oh, there we go. Velcro right there. So it comes off here. And this is actually really nice because my current camera bag probably will not fit a lens of this size in there. We got more styrofoam, keep things safe while it's in transport. It's a lot of very premium, high quality glass. You don't want to break that as it's going halfway across the world to your house. And, now we got the lens itself. Oh, it's beautiful. It's mint. It's beautiful. You gotta love that black with that nice tannish off-white accent. It's one of the things that really draw people's eyes with this lens because it is a professional grade lens. You can see it immediately, even if you're not a photographer yourself. You see this lens, and it definitely shows a certain level of professionalism. So we're gonna put this here just for a second, just because I wanted to make sure that we're done with this. We're not done with this. We have a lens hood and more styrofoam. And more styrofoam. More styrofoam. And, something fell. Oh, and it looks like a strap, probably to carry or do what straps do. All right, so that's done with the carrying thing, the carrying case. We have the hood right here. Oh, that's beautiful. That is way higher quality than their normal hood. It still feels thin, but when you actually look at it and look at actually how the matte finish is and see this like really beautiful accent right here, it really does show the quality that they put in their ingenuity of their even their accessories. So this is very nice, and it's got that nice felt on the inside that we all appreciate very much. All right, and then let's look at the lens just a little bit more because this thing is beautiful. Now, one thing I do want to say is I want you to hit like on this video if you feel like the 70 to 200 deserves an integrated hood. If you look at the 100 to 300 millimeter lens, it's got one that's built in. It just slides up and down. It's phenomenal. I personally think when you spend $2,000 for a lens, I feel like it should come with an integrated lens hood. I do know some people complain because it gives you less grip when you're changing your focal length. But in my opinion, I still think it's a worthwhile thing to have. Or at least have something that, maybe a mechanism that slides so you can have the option of it being a permanently attached thing, or you can maybe with a tool or something like that remove it. Just so that way on the fly you can decide, oh, on, off without having to go back in your bag. Going back in your bag is very annoying. I do know you can pop this on backwards, but the amount of speed it takes to just pop this or to slide it up and down instead of hitting the button, turning it around, pulling it out, putting it back in, and then locking it back in just so you can reline your shot. Very time consuming, as you can definitely see right there. So yeah, put a like there if you think Canon should do that. Maybe they'll see this video and they'll be like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Thank you, Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro. So what makes this lens different than the other 70 to 200s? Because as you know, there's a few of them. This one has 4 stops of image stabilization. So if you're doing any kind of video work, if you're doing any kind of work in low light, this is specifically why I love this lens so much, because I shoot weddings, and weddings, there's never good lighting at weddings. So this will help me get nice clear photos while being able to drop the shutter speed quite a bit and still getting those tack sharp images. We have a restrictor for faster focus. We can either have it focus between 1.2 meters and to infinity, or we can switch it to 2.5 millimeters to infinity, and that just gives you faster focus by limiting the focal range. We got our options, and it feels so good though. Just slide this up and down. Manual focus and autofocus. We have our image stabilization on off, and then we have mode 1 and 2. A lot of people ask, what is the difference between mode 1 and 2? Mode 1 is just regular image stabilization, where 2 gives you better panning. So if you're doing, for example, wildlife photography, and you're just trying to get a nice shot of a bird that's flying by, it's much easier to track with this lens because it's designed to follow something while still giving you that really nice stable image. And again, wonderful for videography as well if you need that focal length. And then what we have here, I don't want to take it off because it's on there perfectly, is we have the tripod collar. This comes with the lens. Almost every Canon lens, as long as it's big enough, has the option to buy a tripod collar. Now, for what you pay for with this one, it actually comes with it, and it's pre-installed. Not that it's really hard to install or uninstall. And what this does is it allows you to mount your tripod, monopod, whatever you have, straight to the lens, because this lens is so heavy, it isn't really healthy for the camera to be putting all the weight right here when you mount it, if you were to mount your camera body to a tripod, because all this weight right here really puts a lot of pressure on the mount. So it's really a safety thing as well as a overall better balance to have. So that's it. That's everything we got. I love this thing. I'm going to use it. It's beautiful. I like this. Kind of wish it was integrated. Leave your comments down below what you think about this lens. Do you own this lens? What are your thoughts? Are you thinking about buying it? Are you going to buy it now that you watch this video? And as always, you can definitely leave comments down below. I always answer them within 24 to 48 hours. I'm pretty quick. So if you're wondering, if you have any questions before you actually pull the trigger, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always a great resource. And this has been the unboxing, again, of the Canon 70 to 200 millimeter L lens. And that's all for me today. This has been Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, and as I always do, toodles. So that's what we're actually photographing. 3/20th of a second, f/16 at ISO 100. This is my first time doing a sunrise. The difficult part about how your camera processes your RAW file. A lot of us think, yes, RAW files. It's exactly what the sensor sees and nothing. Now, this isn't something I recommend doing on an import as much as right before you export. Cut, we're done. Thank you so much for your help.
Do you want me to stop it?
Yeah, go ahead and stop it.